There's something in your refrigerator right now that could slowly be affecting your memory. You likely bought it believing it was a healthy option. Your doctor may have even suggested it. But for those of us over 60, this seemingly harmless food can work against your brain in ways many people don't realize until much later. What's concerning is how common this mistake has become. I've seen it happen to many individuals who came to me wondering why their memory was declining despite doing everything they believed was right. They were eating fruit, staying active, taking walks, and spending time with family. Yet, something was quietly undermining their efforts. The reality is that not all fruits are equal when it comes to supporting an aging brain. Some fruits nourish your neurons and help improve memory. Others raise blood sugar quickly, increase inflammation in brain tissue, and speed up the cognitive decline you're trying to avoid. What I'm about to explain may go against what the food industry promotes. However, after decades of working with older adults, I've seen how removing certain fruits and including others can make a noticeable difference. People who once forgot where they left their keys began recalling conversations from weeks earlier. Individuals who struggled with simple recipes were able to handle more complex tasks with better focus. This isn't about luck. It's about knowing which fruits support your brain and which ones work against it. Stay with me, because by the end of this discussion, you'll clearly understand which 5 fruits may be harming your brain right now, and which 5 can help protect you from dementia. The final fruit I'll mention has helped improve cognitive health in people who believe their memory loss could not be reversed. If you're over 60 and value your independence, your memories, and your mental clarity, what you're about to learn could influence your brain health for years ahead. Before we look closely at the fruits that may be harmful, it's important to understand why this matters so much. After 60, your brain becomes more vulnerable. Natural aging has already reduced blood flow to your neurons by nearly 15%. Your brain's ability to clear toxic proteins slows down. The protective barriers that keep inflammation away from critical thinking areas become weaker. This means foods that may have been harmless in your 30s or 40s can now affect you very differently. A fruit that barely raised your blood sugar years ago can now cause a sharp spike, triggering inflammation that directly impacts memory centers in the brain. This is not about exaggeration. It's about recognizing how diet affects cognitive function. The connection between what you eat and how clearly you think becomes more important with age. Recent studies show that people who regularly consume certain high-sugar fruits experience measurable shrinkage in the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for forming new memories. In contrast, those who focus on low-sugar, antioxidant-rich fruits tend to experience slower cognitive decline. The impact can be significant. It can mean maintaining independence versus needing help with everyday tasks. The fruits you choose at the store can directly influence whether you remember important details, like your grandchildren's names, years from now. Danger fruit number 1. Canned fruit cocktails in heavy syrup. Let's begin with one of the most misleading items in the grocery store. Those small cups of fruit cocktail appear convenient, harmless, and easy to eat, especially when you don't feel like preparing fresh fruit. The issue isn't the fruit itself, it's the liquid it's packed in. Most canned fruit cocktails are stored in heavy syrup, filled with high fructose corn syrup or concentrated fruit juice. Just one small cup can contain more sugar than your brain can comfortably process. Your blood sugar rises quickly within minutes. This is very different from eating a fresh peach, where natural fiber slows the absorption of sugar. Instead, this is a rapid intake of refined sugar-coating soft fruit pieces. What happens next is not visible, but it matters. Your pancreas releases a large amount of insulin to manage the sugar. This insulin surge doesn't only affect your body, it also impacts your brain. Over time, brain cells can become less responsive to insulin signals. When that happens, neurons struggle to use glucose efficiently, even when it's available. This leads to mental fog, slower memory recall, and difficulty performing tasks that once felt automatic. Research has linked frequent consumption of high fructose corn syrup to faster cognitive decline in older adults. The inflammation it causes doesn't just affect the brain in the moment. It builds over time, leading to long-term damage. I once worked with a woman who chose fruit cocktail for dessert instead of cookies because she believed it was healthier. However, when we reviewed her diet, she was eating these syrup-filled fruits twice daily. Her blood sugar levels fluctuated constantly. Within 6 weeks of switching to fresh berries, her mental clarity improved. She stopped losing her train of thought while speaking, and her family noticed she seemed more focused. That's the effect of removing this hidden issue from a daily routine. If you prefer convenient fruit options, choose varieties packed in water or natural juice. Even better, keep fresh fruit washed and ready in your refrigerator. Your brain will benefit from that choice. Danger fruit number 2, fruit juice, even natural varieties. This surprises many people because fruit juice has long been considered a healthy choice. Orange juice, for example, has been marketed for generations as part of a strong breakfast. Here's the key point. When you drink fruit juice, even freshly squeezed with no added sugar, you are consuming sugar without the fiber that helps regulate its absorption. Consider this. Would you sit down and eat 4 oranges in a few minutes? Most people wouldn't. Yet that's similar to what happens when you drink a single glass of orange juice. All the sugar enters your bloodstream quickly, without anything to slow it down. Research on this topic is concerning. Long-term studies have shown that older adults who regularly drink fruit juice tend to experience faster brain shrinkage, especially in the hippocampus, the area linked to memory. Even more concerning, daily consumption of fruit juice has been associated with reduced overall brain volume in people over 60. In other words, a drink often viewed as healthy may contribute to faster structural changes in the brain. This effect is partly due to a process called glycation. When excess sugar circulates in the bloodstream, it attaches to proteins in brain tissue, forming harmful compounds that damage neurons and blood vessels. This speeds up cognitive aging. You might wonder about the vitamins and antioxidants in juice. The truth is, you can get the same nutrients from whole fruits without causing a rapid sugar spike. Eating an orange takes more time, provides fiber, and delivers nutrients in a more balanced way. I've worked with individuals who were surprised to learn that their daily juice habit contributed to brain fog later in the day and memory issues in the evening. One man had been drinking 2 large glasses of juice every day for decades. Although he wasn't diabetic, his fasting blood sugar was gradually increasing. When he replaced juice with whole fruits, within 3 months his mental clarity improved so much that his wife thought he had started a new treatment. In reality, he had simply reduced his intake of liquid sugar. Danger fruit number 3, dried fruits such as dates, raisins, and dried mango. If you walk through the snack aisle, you'll see dried fruits promoted as a natural and healthy alternative to candy. However, what is often overlooked is how the drying process concentrates sugar to levels that are not ideal for brain health after 60. A small handful of raisins can contain more sugar than a typical candy bar. Just a few dates can raise blood sugar more than eating a donut. This isn't an exaggeration. It's simply how concentrated these sugars become during processing. When water is removed from fruit, what remains is a highly concentrated source of natural sugars with very little fiber to slow down absorption. Your body does not distinguish between sugar from dates and sugar from table sugar. It reacts in a similar way, triggering an insulin spike, inflammation, and added strain on the brain's energy systems. What makes dried fruits especially concerning is how easy they are to overeat. You might feel satisfied after eating 3 fresh apricots, but with dried apricots, it is easy to eat 15 without noticing, each one delivering a concentrated dose of sugar. Many commercially available dried fruits come with additional concerns. They are often treated with sulfites to maintain color and extend shelf life. These sulfites may interfere with the absorption of essential minerals such as zinc and magnesium, which are crucial for proper brain function. I have observed older adults choosing dates as a daily sweet snack, believing it to be a healthy option. However, their blood sugar often remains elevated for hours after consuming just 3 or 4 dates. This ongoing elevation can lead to persistent inflammation in the brain's blood vessels. Over time, it reduces the efficient delivery of oxygen and nutrients to neurons. This process contributes to the same cognitive decline they're trying to prevent. One patient came to me worried about worsening forgetfulness. She carried a bag of dried mango slices in her purse and ate them throughout the day as a healthy snack. When we calculated her sugar intake from this habit alone, it exceeded 40 grams per day. It was not surprising that her memory was being affected. After she switched to fresh fruit and nuts, her cognitive performance stabilized and gradually improved. Danger fruit number 4, consuming very sweet tropical fruits in excess. Tropical fruits such as mango, pineapple, and papaya are flavorful and rich in vitamins and enzymes that can be helpful when eaten in moderation. However, moderation is essential. These fruits naturally contain much higher sugar levels compared to options like berries or apples. A large ripe mango can contain more than 40 grams of sugar, which is close to the amount found in a can of soda. When someone over the age of 60 starts their day with a mango smoothie bowl topped with granola, they are essentially beginning with a high sugar load that can trigger inflammation and lead to energy crashes. The issue becomes more serious because many older adults develop some level of insulin resistance without realizing it. Their bodies are no longer able to process sugar as efficiently as before. As a result, a tropical fruit that had little effect on blood sugar at age 40 may cause a significant spike by age 65. These repeated rises and drops in blood glucose are particularly harmful to brain health. They interfere with the formation of new memories, make concentration more difficult, and disrupt sleep quality, which is essential for clearing harmful waste from the brain. The chain reaction caused by regularly consuming too much sweet tropical fruit goes well beyond the immediate sugar spike. This does not mean you must completely avoid foods like mango or pineapple. It means that turning these very sweet fruits into a daily habit can negatively impact your brain health. The research clearly shows that people who consume large amounts of high-sugar fruits, even natural ones, experience faster cognitive decline compared to those who choose lower sugar options. One study followed older adults for more than 10 years and found that individuals in the highest group of fruit sugar intake had noticeably worse performance on memory tests and showed more signs of brain aging on imaging scans. This was not about occasionally enjoying fruit. It was about patterns of daily overconsumption. If you enjoy tropical fruits, treat them as an occasional indulgence rather than a regular part of your diet. Your brain performs better with stable blood sugar instead of the ups and downs these sweet fruits can cause. Danger fruit. Number 5. Fruit-based snack chips and processed fruit products. The marketing behind these products is highly effective. They show images of fresh, wholesome fruit. They use terms like baked and natural. They present themselves as a healthier alternative to potato chips. But here is what you should understand. Most fruit chips, fruit crisps, and similar items are deep-fried in low-quality vegetable oils and often covered with added sugars. What you are actually consuming is oxidized fat combined with concentrated fruit sugar, which may be one of the worst combinations for your aging brain. The oils used in these products, usually palm oil or refined sunflower oil, become damaged during high-heat frying. They form compounds that promote inflammation throughout the body, including the brain. When you combine damaged fats with high sugar levels, it creates a double impact on cognitive function. The sugar raises your blood glucose and contributes to insulin resistance. The oxidized fats can enter the brain and support the buildup of harmful proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease. Studies have shown that people who regularly eat fried snack foods, even fruit-based ones, have higher rates of cognitive decline and dementia. The convenience of picking up a bag of banana chips comes with a significant cost to brain health. These products have had most of their protective fiber removed or reduced. They are made to be crunchy and easy to overeat. Before you realize it, you may have consumed the sugar equivalent of 6 bananas along with a large amount of inflammatory fat. I once worked with someone who replaced her afternoon cookie habit with dried apple chips, believing it was a healthier choice. She did not realize that the apple chips included added sugar and were fried in palm oil. Her cholesterol increased, her mental clarity declined, and she began to feel tired in the afternoons. When we removed these processed fruit products and replaced them with fresh fruit and a small portion of raw nuts, the change was clear. Her energy became more stable, and her focus improved. Her cholesterol levels started moving in a healthier direction. The takeaway is clear. If fruit doesn't look like it came directly from nature, if it has been fried, heavily sweetened, or turned into chips, it can no longer be considered a brain-healthy choice, no matter what the label suggests. Now that you know which fruits to limit or avoid, let's focus on the powerful fruits that can help protect and even support brain function as you age. These are not miracle solutions, but they contain specific compounds that have been scientifically shown to support cognitive health, lower inflammation, and help preserve the neural connections that keep your memory strong. Protective fruit number 1, blueberries. Nature's memory support. If there is one fruit that truly deserves to be called brain food, it is the blueberry. These small berries contain a high concentration of compounds known as anthocyanins, which give them their deep blue color. But anthocyanins do something impressive in the brain. They can cross the protective barrier between your bloodstream and brain tissue, something very few nutrients are able to do. Once inside the brain, they begin working to reduce inflammation, protect neurons from damage, and improve communication between brain cells. Several studies have shown that older adults who eat blueberries regularly experience noticeable improvements in memory tests within just a few weeks. Even more encouraging, these benefits are not short-term. Long-term blueberry intake has been linked to slower cognitive decline over the years. In one major study, individuals who ate blueberries multiple times per week lowered their risk of developing dementia by nearly 45% compared to those who rarely consume berries. The anthocyanins in blueberries appear to protect the areas of the brain responsible for forming and storing memories. They also improve blood flow to brain tissue, help brain cells use energy more efficiently, and may even encourage the formation of new neural connections, something once believed to be impossible in an aging brain. I have observed notable improvements in people who simply added half a cup of blueberries to their daily routine. One individual who struggled to remember recent conversations found that within 2 months of eating blueberries each morning, her family no longer needed to repeat information. Another person who had difficulty following television storylines regained the ability to understand more complex plots. These are not isolated examples. Scientific research strongly supports blueberries as one of the most effective foods for brain protection. Both fresh and frozen blueberries are excellent options. In fact, frozen blueberries picked at peak ripeness may contain even higher levels of anthocyanins than fresh ones that have been stored for several days. If you are serious about protecting your memory, consider making these small but powerful berries a regular part of your daily diet. Protective fruit number 2, pomegranate, the circulation booster. Your brain requires a large amount of energy. Although it makes up only about 2% of your body weight, it uses around 20% of your oxygen and nutrients. As you age, the blood vessels that supply these essential resources to the brain can become less flexible and less efficient. This is where pomegranate plays an important role. This fruit is rich in compounds called punicalagins, powerful antioxidants that have a strong impact on your vascular system. They help blood vessels relax and widen, improving circulation throughout the body, especially to the brain. Better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reach your neurons. This directly supports improved memory, quicker thinking, and better mental stamina. Research shows that people who regularly consume pomegranate experience measurable increases in blood flow to areas of the brain linked to memory. Some studies report improved memory performance after just a few weeks of daily intake. The polyphenol in pomegranate also help fight oxidative stress, a type of cellular damage that speeds up brain aging. They protect the lipids that form brain cell membranes and reduce inflammation in blood vessel walls, helping them remain flexible and responsive. I recommend eating the fresh seeds, known as arils, instead of relying on juice. The seeds provide fiber, which helps regulate sugar absorption while still delivering all the beneficial compounds. If you prefer juice, choose pure pomegranate juice with no added sugars and limit your intake to a small glass. One person I worked with experienced what she described as brain fog and difficulty finding words. After she began eating half a pomegranate's worth of seeds daily, she reported noticeable improvement within a month. She felt mentally clearer, engaged more actively in conversations, and had less trouble recalling words. The combined effects of improved circulation and reduced oxidative stress made a clear difference in her everyday cognitive performance. Pomegranate truly deserves its reputation as a superfood for brain health. Protective fruit number 3, apples, the daily protector of your brain. There's truth in the old saying that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, especially when it comes to brain health. Apples contain a flavonoid called quercetin, found mainly in the skin. Quercetin is a strong neuroprotective compound that helps defend brain cells from inflammation and oxidative stress. But here's the key point. You need to eat the apple with the skin to gain these benefits. The inner flesh alone does not offer the same protection. Quercetin works by strengthening cell membranes, helping neurons resist damage from free radicals and inflammatory substances. It also helps control blood sugar, avoiding spikes and crashes that can affect mental clarity. The fiber in whole apples, especially soluble fiber known as pectin, slows sugar absorption and supports healthy gut bacteria. This may seem unrelated to brain health, but new research highlights a strong link between gut health and brain function. The bacteria in your gut produce compounds that affect brain chemistry and inflammation. By promoting a healthy gut, apples indirectly support your brain. Long-term studies in older adults show that those who eat apples regularly experience slower cognitive decline compared to those who do not. I have advised many individuals to make apples a daily habit, and the outcomes have been clear. One man who was dealing with increasing forgetfulness began eating an apple with breakfast every day. He chose organic types and always included the skin. After 3 months, he reported that it became easier to manage appointments and remember daily tasks. His wife also noticed he seemed more alert and less confused. Apples are not rare or costly. They are available year-round, easy to carry, and require no preparation. Yet, they offer steady and reliable brain support through their mix of quercetin, fiber, and natural sugars. This simple habit can lead to meaningful long-term improvements in cognitive health. Protective fruit number 4, kiwi, the antioxidant powerhouse. Many people overlook how nutritious kiwi is. This small fruit provides more vitamin C per serving than oranges, and vitamin C plays a vital role in brain health. As you age, your brain builds up oxidative stress from free radicals. Vitamin C is one of the brain's main defenses against this damage. It neutralizes harmful molecules before they can harm neurons. It also supports the production of neurotransmitters needed for memory and learning, and protects the delicate fats that form brain cell membranes. Without enough vitamin C, these protective roles weaken. Kiwi also provides vitamin E, another important antioxidant, along with folate and potassium. These nutrients work together to support brain function. Vitamin E protects fatty brain tissues. Folate helps produce brain chemicals related to mood and memory, and potassium supports the electrical signals that allow neurons to communicate. Research shows that higher levels of these nutrients in the blood are linked to better cognitive performance and slower mental decline in older adults. What makes kiwi especially useful is its low effect on blood sugar despite its sweet taste. It has a lower glycemic index than many other fruits, meaning it does not cause sharp glucose spikes like tropical or dried fruits. I have worked with individuals who wanted to eat more fruit but were concerned about blood sugar levels. Kiwi became their preferred choice because it satisfied sweet cravings while supporting brain health. One woman shared that she had been dealing with low energy and trouble focusing. After adding 2 kiwi fruits daily, one at breakfast and one in the afternoon, she noticed improved mental endurance. She could stay focused longer without feeling mentally drained. The combination of steady blood sugar and high antioxidants made a clear difference in her cognitive performance. Protective fruit number 5, avocado, the brain fuel exception. You may not usually think of avocado as a fruit, but botanically it is, and it may be one of the most valuable fruits for brain health after age 60. Unlike most fruits, avocado is low in sugar and rich in healthy fats, especially monounsaturated fats. Your brain is made up of nearly 60% fat, so the type of fats you eat directly affects how your brain cells function. The fats in avocado help build and maintain strong cell membranes throughout the brain. They improve membrane flexibility, allowing neurons to communicate more efficiently. This can lead to quicker thinking, better memory recall, and overall improved cognitive function. Avocados also contain vitamin E, which supports brain protection, along with lutein, a carotenoid that reaches the brain and has been linked to better cognitive performance in older adults. Studies show that people with higher lutein levels in their blood and eye tissue perform better in areas like memory, processing speed, and decision-making. The mix of healthy fats, vitamin E, and lutein makes avocado especially useful in reducing age-related cognitive decline. The fats in avocado also help the body absorb fat-soluble nutrients from other foods, increasing the benefits of your entire meal. I have seen noticeable improvements in people who added half an avocado to their daily diet. One individual who described his thinking as slow began eating avocado every morning. Within a few weeks, he felt mentally sharper. He made decisions faster and had less trouble remembering names. His overall mental performance felt closer to how it had been years earlier. A consistent supply of healthy fats provided the structure his brain needed to work well. Another benefit of avocado is its ability to help control blood sugar when eaten with other foods. Adding avocado to a meal slows sugar absorption, preventing spikes that can harm brain function. This makes it an excellent addition to other fruits, helping reduce their impact on blood glucose levels. The choices you make about fruit are not minor. They are daily decisions that support or harm your brain health. Every time you choose canned fruit and syrup instead of fresh berries, you are choosing inflammation over protection. Every time you drink fruit juice instead of eating whole fruit, you are choosing sugar spikes instead of steady energy for your brain. But the opposite is also true. Every time you add blueberries to your breakfast, you are helping protect your memory. Every time you eat an apple with the skin, you are defending your neurons. Every time you eat pomegranate seeds, you are supporting healthy blood flow to your brain. What's important to understand is that brain health does not happen by chance. It is built through many small choices made consistently over time. People who maintain strong memory and clear thinking into their 80s and 90s are not just fortunate. They have likely been making brain-supportive food choices for years. The good news is that it is never too late to begin. Your brain has an impressive ability to respond to better nutrition. Even people in their 70s and 80s have shown measurable improvements in cognitive function after changing their diet. The brain you will have in the future is shaped by the decisions you make today. Take a moment to reflect on your fruit choices. Are you often eating the harmful 5: canned fruits, fruit juices, dried fruits, overly sweet tropical fruits, and processed fruit snacks? If so, you now understand why your memory may not feel as sharp as it could be. More importantly, you now know what to do. Replace those choices with the protective 5: blueberries for their memory-supporting anthocyanins, pomegranate for better brain circulation, apples for their neuroprotective quercetin, kiwi for essential antioxidants, and avocado for the healthy fats your brain needs. Your brain after 60 is extremely valuable. It holds your memories, your personality, and your independence. It deserves the same level of care as anything else important in your life. The information shared here gives you the ability to make informed decisions. You no longer need to guess which fruits help or harm your brain. You now have clear, research-based guidance. The question now is, what will you do with it? Will you continue choosing foods that slowly affect your memory, or will you shift to those that protect and support your brain function? The better choice is the one that helps maintain your mental clarity, independence, and quality of life. Your brain has supported you for decades. Now it is time to support it with the nutrition it needs to stay strong in the years ahead. Thank you for taking the time to learn about protecting your brain health.